Hey, espresso lovers, Mark here from Whole Latte Love. Today I want to do a quick video. I've had a lot of requests for this on how to set up and use the Jack Leveler. If you've been watching my videos, you know I am a convert to levelers. I'm going to tell you why and show you how to set this one up. Comes in a bunch of fun colors. Here's some of my old tampers. For a long time, my go-to was an Espro calibrated just to keep things consistent as possible. But a leveler really changed the game. I get much more consistent extractions when I'm looking at those bottomless ones. So let me show you how to do that. I'm going to grind up. I've weighed out 17 grams on my Akaya scale over here. I'm going to use a Chiato E37SD single dosing grinder. Did a video on this one yesterday. You use the link up here to check that out if you want. So I've already got my 17 grams here. I'm going to do a little RDT, little Ross droplet technique on that. Take those around, get my grinder on, get my WDT cup in there, and we'll grind up these beans. This grinder really is something else, by the way. Huge 83 millimeter titanium burrs. Practically zero retention when you use it right. So here we go. So I'm using this portafilter here. Notice I really like angled portafilters because notice how it sits level here. So whether you are tamping, you're starting out level, you don't have to monkey around with getting it level. I've got a dosing funnel here. So I'm going to take my grinds. This makes a really nice, lovely grind. And we'll just pour those in. And again, I'm using an 18-gram basket here. I've got a 15, a 20, and a 22, and you may need, depending on how much you dose, you may need to use a different basket. So I give that a little shake around, a little tap, just get everything in there. And then pretty easy. Now I already have my depth set where I need it to be, but if I needed to change it, I can do this. And the trick is, you know, how deep should I go? So to use this, you're just going to set it in, and then it's just lightly turning clockwise. And then just keep turning. What you're looking for when you take that off is to not have any of the marks from the little, you see little fins here. You don't want any of you don't want any marks in there. And then also when you go to do your extraction, you don't want to leave an impression of the shower screen here. If you're doing that, that means your shower screen is contacting the coffee. So you got to check that. Now, if you do leave a mark and you want to try again, you don't have to grind more coffee. You could dump this out, mix it up, get the clumps out, and do it all over again. So a couple of things I really like about the Jack. Number one, lots of fun colors so you can personalize your leveler there. Again, it's got really easy to adjust. I'm going to show you other tampers or other levelers and how they do that. But really, it's got the click stops. I don't know if you can hear that. So it's got click stops, it's got a scale on the edge so you kind of can tell where you were. So really nice. So some of the other ones I've used, this isn't actually really a leveler, it's more just a solid tamper, but it's got a very common way that some other levelers change the depth. So you've got a lock ring here, so you undo that, and screw some, and then tighten it back down, and that's how you change the depth on that. Another one I've used, this guy here, it is an actual leveler. You can see the ridges in here, but to adjust this one, you've got to take it apart. And then it's got some shims in there. So you can use that shim, no shim, but it's kind of more of a manual process, really not quick to change. And the way there's probably other spacers I get for that, or shims, to get different depths, but the way it is right now, I've got 3 depth possibilities. So really do like that. Some other stuff I like. This one's got more of a, it's a little bigger, so you got a place to put your fingers on it. It's also got this ridge in here that really helps it spin nice and evenly. Oh, and let's talk about, do you need to tamp? Well, I've seen plenty of people tamp after leveling. You can do that if you want. I don't. I think it compresses the coffee enough. I've gone to a much lighter tamp over the years anyways. And as you'll see, I'm going to knock this puck out. And if I get lucky, it's going to stay in one piece. And yeah, so you can see that puck, it stays all in one piece. It's compressed enough for me. Actually squeezing down this harder with a tamper, if it's in there, I don't know if it's really going to compress all that much more, maybe. So there you go. And again, if you mess up, and you need to, adjust the depth some more, just throw that coffee back in a cup, give it a shake and a stir to get the clumps out, and you can try that again. So again, that's the Jack Leveler, really easy to adjust. I'm not going back to these again. I really like this. It has improved, again, the consistency of my shots. When I'm looking at the bottomless extractions I'm doing, I'm getting a much more even growth of the espresso from all areas of the basket. And do keep in mind that depending on how much you dose, again, I'm using an 18-gram basket here. I put 17 grams in there. But you may need to, if you're doing 19 or 14 or something like that, you may want to go to a different size basket. I happen to really like these BaristaPro baskets. No internal ridges in here. And also the Jack, its width here is 58.5 millimeters, and it makes a really nice seal without being too tight in the BaristaPro baskets. So that is the Jack Leveler and how to get that set up and use it. I'm Mark from Whole Latte Love. If you like this stuff, do subscribe to the channel and come on back soon for more of the best on everything coffee. Want to learn more? Subscribe now so you'll know about the latest videos on everything coffee from Whole Latte Love.